What happens when you swap out a 79-year-old golfer's antique clubs for the best game improvement set of the year? Well, we're about to find out. This is my dad, Tony, and he's been stuck at a 30 handicap for years, playing with random clubs that are older than his grandkids. Heck, his irons alone are over 20 years old. And today, PXG and I are surprising him with his first ever club fitting for the Wildcat Full Bag Set. In its centerpiece, they're all new game-proven irons, giving him awesome performance, better control, and an upgrade I'm sure he'll never forget. So, let's do this. Have you ever been fitted before?
No.
Do you know what it takes to be fitted?
No.
What clubs are you currently using?
A 6.
What brand?
A Ping.
What series?
G5.
Ooh.
So what year
Got
would
some
that
time.
Well, I won these. Hole in one.
That's a good story there, as to how you got those.
Yeah. Ping gave it to me.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they fitted me.
Well, you know, today, I think the surprise is that you actually will be getting a fitting. So,
Thanks. Okay.
as you know, we've done a lot of work with Paul, and now, Tony, it's your turn to go through the same experiences he's gone through.
Yep.
So, you know, fasten in here. We're going to have some fun. It's going to be a couple of swings, but it'll be a good time.
Good. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Let me see you swing a couple with it. Again, just keeping it in line with that tee like you were.
Okay.
But let's get a couple swings here. Let's get an idea of what we're coming from, what the swing looks like, and then we'll get started. Now, again, like you said, you're not sure if you were fitted to these.
Yeah.
Well,
I think these are wrong shafts. That someone told me I had the wrong shaft, but it's okay.
Yeah. Some heavier steels, yep. Do you find any consistent misses on the course, any difficulties with these, whether it's, you know, creating height, getting the ball to stop when you do hit it well, turf interaction? What do you pick up on?
A little bit of all.
Okay, good.
That's
good.
all I can tell you.
Yeah.
That's why I have to get the ball on my second shot closer to the green because there's too much unknowns.
Yeah, got it. Got it. Let's see a few more here.
Okay.
Good. Now, what we see here, Tony, I'm going to pull it up in front of you on this big screen.
Okay. All right, good. Thank you.
Everything is consistent in height, and we know that height is a little bit lower than what we'd like to see.
Okay.
The reason height is so beneficial and useful is when we're attacking pins, we need to land it soft so it stays near that pin and doesn't roll. We see dispersion gets a little wide left to right. Now, again, like you mentioned, you think you're in the wrong shaft there, and that might be a little bit heavy and stout for where we are club head speed.
Yeah.
We're living off about 62 miles an hour, which is great, but we want to adapt the club to that swing. Whereas these, again, you know, it was a long time ago, and also we weren't ever really fit to them. So we're going to start.
Yeah, that was 2011.
Yes, yeah. We're going to start you out in our Wildcat series today.
Okay.
I'll get that built up for you right now, and we'll talk through some of the technology of it.
Okay.
Give me just one moment.
Thank you.
What we've got here, this is our newest Wildcat iron.
Okay.
The idea here is make this game really easy, really simple, and really enjoyable, right? So this is filled with our X-Core 2 polymer.
Cool.
What that's gonna do is give us great performance and feedback.
Yeah.
You can see that little bit larger sole there.
You can see that cavity.
Right. This is built, again, around ease of play, something that makes the game just really simple and fun. So let's see a couple swings with this. I'll switch you here.
6?
7 iron.
7.
Yes. Now you'll notice right away, this is gonna be something a little bit lighter.
It is lighter.
Again, it's adapting to your current club speed. So it's gonna feel a little different because you're so used to these, right? You know, 14 years you've played with this.
Yeah.
So take a couple here to get used to it, and then we'll take a deep dive. Yeah. Like playing that little draw there?
All my shots are draws.
Yeah.
That's why.
Got it.
That's why I have the problem.
Right.
So I have to compensate for the draw.
Yeah.
Instead of aiming for the target, I have to aim right at the target.
Yes. Yeah, you're playing your shot.
Yep.
Good swing, Tony.
Thank you. Oh, that's out. Off.
That's up there, isn't it?
It's up.
What the heck?
Yeah. Good. Now you're starting to get used to it. Let's see a few more there. You know, the whole idea of these is that they are easy to launch, easy to play. You're seeing already that height come into play. Your average before was 39 feet of apex height. Now we're looking at 47
wow.
on our best ball. So
That's
we're adding some height, and we're still going to develop it to make it a little bit better.
Okay.
Nice ball. That's your fastest ball speed of the day, 96.
Wow. From 79?
Your ball speed average before was about 88 miles an hour.
Okay.
What we pick up on right away is we're gonna find that success and those gains, you know, coming from height, distance, you know, gonna be the biggest one, but we wanna do it in the right way. I still wanna find a little bit more height for you, and a little bit more control. You got a great swing. So let's change.
It's going the wrong direction, right?
Right. We're going to fix that. We're going to switch this up a bit. All right, Tony. What we're going to here, something with just a little bit more stable tip than the last shaft, and just a little bit more weight. Again, you're coming off something that was quite heavy. A little stiffer than the last. So you'll feel that here, but we're looking to tighten up that dispersion while keep that distance. Good. That ball fly straight. Good. Couple more there. Good. Now, is that left side the common miss directionally?
Yeah, I always have to aim more right.
Yes. Got it. Beauty.
See, I always have to offset the club to make it go right.
Right.
Because I know I'm going to go left.
Yeah. Yep. Let's see one or two more there, my friend.
Okay.
Okay. One more here, Tony, and I just want to do one thing. So go ahead and set up to it just like normal here. You play that ball a little bit further back in your stance, right? Okay, just try one for me here where you actually move it up in the stance a little bit.
All right.
There we go. There we go. Very good.
That on the money?
Yep. So same thing. Two more, keeping it just forward in the stance.
Okay.
There it is. Yes, there we go. Look at that.
When did you hit like that?
So, Tony, that ball now, and you know, the reason I have you move it forward is when we play it back here, we're taking all the loft off the club head. We're not letting the club head work.
Okay.
When we move it forward just into a little better position, now we're going to see what the club head has for us. So what you do there is, unlike anything we've done so far, 51 feet of apex height, 128 yards of carry distance, rolling it out to 144. That's solid, right?
Yeah.
Now we're starting
For
to
seven.
pull. Yeah, that's your 7-iron.
Yep.
Your current 6-iron was rolling out to 130 yards.
Right.
That's awesome. Let me see a couple more there.
Okay.
You've learned a swing that helps with what you have. Now we can go back to more of a neutral setup in that ball position and get great benefits just like that. 93 ball speed, launching almost 18 degrees. It's very good. Okay. So now if we take a look here, after we made that little adjustment, you're 127 yards of average carry going 143 at 51 feet in the air. That's really good.
Yeah.
Now I'd like to put another shaft in there for you, especially with that little bit of a swing setup change.
Okay.
Let's see what it does.
Okay.
How's that feel?
It feels good.
Good.
I don't feel the weight anymore.
Good, yes.
So I'm really...
You're like Fred Flintstone Club.
Right. Which is good, because you got to look at it in a couple ways, right? It's the progression of the rounds. As your round hits the back 9, middle 9, that club that is already heavy feels heavier.
Yeah.
Yes. It starts to affect the swing, you know, slows us down. So let's try this next shaft.
Okay.
I actually want to go back to that cipher we had in.
Oh, really? The original one?
Yeah, just with that little bit of an adjustment you made in ball position.
Yeah. How do you know if the ball position is in the correct place? Because I'm I'm always experimenting with
Yeah.
that.
So what I found for you, if I steal this, when you were playing that ball further back in the stance,
Right.
you know, somewhere that when I looked at you from, you know, forward facing, it was quite in the heel. And what that does is it takes all the loft off the club head at impact. So this head has 32 degrees of loft on it, but at impact you were hitting it with 17, 18, 19 degrees. So that handle getting really far forward, it's going to be hard to launch it. Now, you were probably doing that with those to help possibly with direction or a little more control.
Yeah.
Now that you have a setup built to you, you can go back to something more, you know, neutral in the middle of the stance or even forward in the stance.
Okay. Thank you.
Nice ball. Can you tell how this shaft gets a lot lighter?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Let's see a couple more.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Good launch there. Good.
Wow, that's off.
It is, and when we compare, any result is a good result, whether it is something that performs better than the last or it doesn't, because it helps direct us into where we should be. Now let me see 2 more swings and I'll show you some data here. Good. Yeah, I would expect you to be able to pick up a little bit of speed, tempo, because now you don't have something slowing you down, weighing you down.
You know what I should do is maybe I should line the ball not with this, but with right of this.
Yeah, yes.
Maybe that'll help me.
Just like how you played outside.
Yeah.
Okay. What I'd want to show you, Tony, what I'm picking up on.
The club is starting to spin out of control.
Okay.
Just want you to be aware of it.
Yeah.
I think that's why it's going that direction.
If we look at the data here, Tony, we are comparing 2 similar shafts, but no 2 shafts really are the exact same. Right. The characteristics of each, how they bend, how they feel, how they play is all different. So here in the dart, again, you were 4,600 RPMs of spin, 127 yards of carry, 51 feet of apex height. We go to this cipher, which again is similar but not exactly the same, and we go down to 4,000 RPMs of spin, and we lose 20 yards of carry. You know, we're at 108. Right. Yeah. And what the shaft is it's ultimately a timing mechanism, right?
Yeah.
How many times can you make that club do the same thing over and over again? The shaft is the biggest, you know, helper to doing that.
Yep.
And it facilitates consistent contact. That, clearly, it shows us that dart plays a little bit better. Now, that's 2 shafts. I'd want to show you 1 more, and then we'll have a good idea of where we should land.
Can I try this one more time?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Definitely. I love it. Keeps going. Yeah. He can make more swings than I can. Look at that. Yeah.
Huh?
Great ball there. Yeah.
That's the issue. I wasn't hitting it on my 3rd groove. I like to hit on my 3rd groove.
Yeah.
And it's hitting it below the 3rd groove.
Yeah. Now, what's awesome about a really good strike there, Tony, is spin came up to be consistent with the last shaft, but ultimately we're still leaving just a couple yards on the table and a little bit of height. Again, we're going to take the one that pulls as much as it can out of the swing.
Okay.
So that's good to see that ball there. But let's try 1 more shaft. So here, again, we're changing the shaft, so you're going to experience a different feel at contact as well. But this is going to be a very similar weight to that recoil dart we had you in.
Okay.
So a little bit heavier than the last, but not by much.
I can feel it, yeah.
Good. All right. Perfect. Timed up. Great ball. 1894 ball speed, 52 height. Very good. Couple more there. Good. Good. Couple more. Nicely done. Good. Good. Okay, so biggest thing that we pick up on here, again, is how is this shaft affecting the launch and spin and height characteristics? What it's doing is, again, pulling spin down. Height is, of course, going to come down with it as well. We're down to 32 feet. Again, we had you sitting in that 50-foot apex range. It's efficient and you're hitting it well. It's just not giving us the right performance.
Yeah.
Let me do it one last time. How long have you been golfing for, Tony?
Since I was 45.
All right. Well, golf's about to be as easy as it's ever been for you with these. That's for sure. The blades back then, they were quite small, weren't they?
Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're
far back.
It gets, yeah, you're getting back into your olds there where we let it go back. Okay. You're trying to keep it in the middle of the stance, or even forward would help create some of that height.
Okay.
There it is. Nicely done, Tony.
Thank you. One more?
Yes. Couple more. Yeah. That's the ball, my friend. So look at that. Now you're getting this 7-iron to launch out of that 18-degree window. Ultimately, the numbers are there. But what we love is if distance is there, it's still got to be playable. Mm-hmm. It's the straightest and tightest dispersion shaft we've compared yet. So now we're taking a fantastic head, but also giving it that helping hand in the shaft to keep it going straight, to help, pull out as much of the performance benefits that are in the head as possible.
I understand. Thanks.
How's that feel?
It feels good.
Good. Weight feels good.
Yeah, I just think ball placement is hurting me.
That's all. And again, ball placement's one of the biggest factors of how much loft you're going to deliver an impact. So playing it off that back foot, it just will make it hard to get that ball up. So something centered, if not a fraction forward, will help.
That's exactly. Yeah.
Okay, we like that.
Yeah, I like that.
Now, the irons in this, it's a 7-iron down to a sand wedge. So the idea of the Black Ops line is to, again, make golf really simple, easy. Pick the club up and play. Yeah. Not have to think twice.
Don't worry.
So it's going to be a little bit more of a condensed bag. It's a 9-piece bag. 7 to sand wedge is your irons. Next, we're going to go into the clubs above that. So your hybrids, fairway woods, and driver. You said something earlier in that your second shot on the golf course is
the most critical shot for me.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to put you into our hybrid next, the Wildcat hybrid.
Yeah.
Again, something developed where that center of gravity sits very low, so it's easy to launch. That second shot being so key, we need it to fly right to get the best performance.
Yeah.
So we're going to put that in next for you to swing.
Great. Thank you.
To be honest, I'm really blown away with the Wildcat Full Bag Set from PXG. After seeing my dad's fitting numbers with these irons, it's clear the Wildcat set really is the best game improvement golf clubs of the year. Guys, I really hope you enjoy this one. If you can do me a favor, can you like and comment down below what your thoughts on the PXG Wildcat Full Bag Set? Do you even hit PXGs? Would you buy a full set, or would you rather just buy individual irons? I would love to know. But if you want to see what happened when I got fitted for the new PXG Black Ops driver and was in a PXG commercial, then check out this video right here, and I'll be sure to see you out on the course.